Water pollution in Malaysia is a serious environmental issue that affects rivers, lakes, and coastal areas across the country. It is primarily caused by industrial discharges, agricultural runoff, and untreated sewage. These pollutants degrade water quality, harm aquatic life, and pose risks to human health. The Malaysian government, through legislation like the Environmental Quality Act EQA 1974 works to control and reduce water pollution, ensuring cleaner and safer water for all.
Next is problem statement in water pollution. First problem is industrial discharge by factories and industrial plants release pollutant like heavy metal, toxic chemical, and thermal pollution into a river or pond. Next is degradation of aquatic ecosystem by plastic waste, such as non-biodegradable plastics accumulate in oceans and freshwater, harming marine ecosystem and wildlife.
For the third point, spreading waterborne diseases when people use contaminated water for drinking or irrigation. The usual that can be experienced are cholera, diarrhea, and hepatitis A. This happen when uncontrolled domestic waste disposal cause water catchment areas to be polluted. Aquatic life will also be affected. And for the last one, for problem statement, is fertilizer and animal waste from farms run into rivers and lakes, leading to nutrient pollution and eutrophication. Fertilizer contain phosphorus, nitrogen, and potassium, which if excessive will affect the water catchment area. Common farmer will take this for granted as long as it does not affect them.
Moreover, for the literature review part, I will introduce about environmental legislation for water pollution control. For the first law called as the Environmental Quality Act 1974 EQA that acts as a comprehensive framework for pollution control, including water pollution, by regulating industrial discharge into inland water. Through the distributing of licenses and regulations, EQA ensures stringent monitoring and control of industrial activities to safeguard water quality. It serves to mitigate adverse impacts on inland water resources, promoting sustainable environmental management with the industrial sector. For the second law, called the Local Government Act 1976, that addresses pollution abatement, including water pollution, granting authority to local bodies. Specifically, targeting water pollution, it empowers local authorities to safeguard drinking water resources. Through its provision, the Act enables local government to enact measures for pollution prevention and control, ensuring the protection of public health and environmental integrity. For the third law, called the Town and Country Planning Act 1976, that incorporates measures for preventing environmental pollution, particularly safeguarding water resources from harm due to development projects. The Land Conservation Act 1970 focuses on protecting contributors to inland water pollution, notably addressing siltation and soil erosion. These laws establish a regulatory framework to ensure that development activities do not compromise the integrity of inland water bodies and contribute to sustainable land use practices, crucial for preserving water quality and environmental health. For the fourth law, called Environmental Quality Licensing Regulations 1977, were established to oversee a range of activities affecting environmental quality with specific focus on water quality. In tandem, the Environmental Quality Related to Sewage and Industrial Effluents Regulation 1979 targets the control of wastewater pollution from both municipal and industrial sources. This regulation provides a comprehensive framework for regulating industrial discharge into inland water, ensuring compliance with standards and mitigating adverse impacts on water resources and environmental health.
Meanwhile, I would like to say that the Environmental Quality Regulation related to scheduled waste 1989 were enacted to regulate the management of scheduled waste to prevent pollution of water bodies, establishing stringent guidelines for minimizing the risk of contamination of water resources. Moreover, the Malaysia Maritime Enforcement Agency Act 2004 and the Water Act 1920 established a comprehensive framework for maritime pollution prevention and control, ensuring the protection and preservation of marine environment and resources. The prohibition on the use of controlled substances in soap, synthetic detergent, and other cleaning agent order 1995 imposes restriction on substances that could potentially contribute to water pollution, mitigating the adverse effect on water quality and environment health. Lastly, the Fisheries Act 1985 plays a crucial role in conserving fisheries resources which indirectly contribute to water pollution control by maintaining the ecological balance of aquatic ecosystem, promoting sustainable fishing practice, and supporting efforts to prevent and mitigate water pollution in Malaysia marine and freshwater environment.
One of the ways to control water pollution is by strengthening enforcement for protection of water resources and expedite industry restructuring. Environmental Quality Act (EQA) is an enabling piece of legislation for preventing, abating, and controlling pollution and enhancing the environment resources in general. The EQA mandates that any discharge of pollutants into water bodies require a license. The EQA governs the handling, treatment, and disposal of hazardous and scheduled waste that can contaminate water sources. Addressing water pollution in Malaysia requires a comprehensive approach including stronger enforcement, public awareness, and sustainable practices to protect and restore the country's vital water resources.
Other ways control water pollution is that we offer financial incentive to farmers who use environmentally friendly farming methods. A variety of incentives should be offered by the ministry to promote sustainable procedure for management. And both non-financial and financial methods can be used as incentive. The incentive should be utilized to create positive environmental effect above minimally acceptable standard and not to reward farmers that meeting legal requirement or achieving an environmental bottom line.
The next way on how to control water pollution is habitat degradation. My first method is wastewater treatment. Treating part of the water before reintroducing it into the stream is probably the most efficient strategy to lessen water pollution because wastewater treatment facilities can remove all pollutants in wastewater through chemical, physical, or biological processes. My next method is plastic waste reduction. The frequent washing of plastic into the ocean and other bodies of water only worsen the condition of the water. 9 to 12 million tons of plastic are thought to enter the ocean annually. This amount needs to significantly lower to prevent further deterioration of the ocean's water quality. By using this tactic, habitat degradation and water pollution can be considerably reduced, improving ecosystem health and promoting the more sustainable use of natural resources.
In conclusion, both of approaches have their strength and weakness to be practiced in the Malaysia, but the most effectiveness we can use is the legal approach. In the context of the water pollution, the country can use the Environmental Quality Act 1974 can be successfully in reducing the pollution to a certain extent. It has involved pollution control, prevention of pollution, and continuous assessment or monitoring of the river environment. The necessary technical, institutional, and legal arrangements are also necessary to treat the groundwater adequately before it is discharged into the river. The country will continue to use the water from the river for many years to come. It is imperative for the authorities to reduce the pollutant load and improve the water quality on the sustainable basis. This is the reason why the legal approach is the most effective we can use to face the problem of water pollution.